vlog.
Woo-woo!
I just like to say that. Clog vlog number 2. I just like to say that. I like things that rhyme. I have an affinity for alliterations.
Uh,
Yeah, don't you?
I do, very much so.
Jill, how are you?
I am well, and how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So if you're just joining us, I'm Jana with Purl Together, and this is my dear friend Jill. And we are podcasting weekly in August for Clog Vlog. But if you haven't watched the first one, but you should go do that so you understand.
Bugs.
Yay! We're knitting felted clogs. With a well, I mean, you won't have a hole in your new one, but that's why.
I wasn't gonna show the holes this week. I thought, okay, but if somebody when we were at knit night for the Patreon folks and they were talking about marling the tops, and I thought, oh, that's great. I'll bring it. And you just said that. I'm like, oh, that'll be great. I'll just show it. But not realizing that when I did, you could actually see, I don't know how I did it. Yeah, that you can actually see my shirt through the That's why I'm knitting new ones. Here we go. Just like that. See, now they look fine.
It's true. Oh, and you know what?
Happened.
Mr. Pearl saw me working on mine. He goes, "Woo, those are some serious colors." And then I said, "Well, how are yours holding up?" And he goes, "I could use another pair." Hint, hint. He needs some new ones too, I think.
I like to have a little bit of warning. Like I ask the people that I've knit them for how your clog's holding up, and they'll say, okay, I've worn through the first sole. So that okay, I've got a little more time, but next year's list it needs to so and so. And
Yeah.
if you knit a pair or so as gifts a year, then it spreads out when you have to reknit the pair.
And you develop a following because then they'll be like, those slippers you made for me. Yeah. Oh, hey, on that note, though, there was a couple people in the comments of last week's video that had a
Mhm.
suggestion that I don't have my worn out ones here, but you could knit an insole. You could knit a sole and then felt it and then put it inside like an insole.
Oh,
I didn't think of that. I was like, it's a pain to sew it on the outside. Well, no kidding. Don't do that. Put it on the inside.
there you go.
Still, you
Nice.
still you're only gonna have one layer between you and the world with the holy bits.
I know. It's so funny. I don't usually lift up the feet to check it. I can tell when it's worn through because I shed all over the house. I
Right.
start seeing little bits all over the place.
Yes, it's true.
So funny. So funny.
So I thought I'd bring that up because I was like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Make an insole. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, you could totally do that. I mean, if you just want to prolong their life a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
you could do that.
It's
So go ahead.
it's fun to have a new pair every so often.
I'm still just
So
gonna go with my nail it to the fence and plant stuff in it. I'm just going with that. And maybe I'll do it like this, like it's a pathway. I don't know.
I could send you mine.
Bring them in October. Yeah, do it. If you have room in your luggage, throw them in October. If you're
Oh, I will
coming
have to have them finished. I will have to have my new well, and obviously I will have my new pair finished by
again,
then, but I forgot because we always bring our slippers. These would never make it through retreat this year.
yeah, we bring our slippers sometimes
Yeah.
because at speaking of retreat, registration closes. If anybody's interested in coming, I'll put the link down below. But we have only a handful of spots left. Registration will close. Uh, whatever 11:59 Thursday evening. And it's random that it's a Thursday, but in my mind, it was just the 15th of August.
Mhm. That makes
That
sense.
gives me about 6 weeks till the event actually happens to get supplies ordered for the people that are coming, make arrangements for catering. The hotel needs to know how many people, yada, yada, all that. So that's why. That's why it's Thursday. So anyway, come join us. And then what we do oftentimes is in the evening, we all wear our handmade socks and we hang out in the hotel lobby or we hang out in our room, our conference room, and we just knit in our jammies and our socks. And by the time it gets to Saturday, the front desk people, they're pretty accustomed to us by then. Yeah.
They
So
are. It's great.
it's
It's great.
it's good time. Right. So link for all the things will be down below in the video description. The pattern included. Some people asked me last time, well, what's the pattern? It's all in the video description. It is searchable on Ravelry by Felted Clogs and at the Fiber Trends. And the designer is Bev Glaskus. So I think their stock number is AAC, like Adam Charles 33. I've knitted, this is my
I was
30.
gonna say you know all of that.
Well, yeah. So let me see your souls. Oh,
My
yeah, let me
soul,
see your souls, and let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll talk about your other finished object.
let me see into your soul.
Yeah.
Um, so I went ahead and did 2. I
Nice.
learned something this time.
Oh,
So many times when I do my soul, I have holes. And I figured it, and you talk about it on the video, but it never came to me. I was not resolving my wrap and turns.
oh, I don't. I don't
You
resolve.
don't?
I don't know. I don't do that because it's garter stitch. It doesn't really matter. And we're
No, it doesn't because it felt closed anyway. Well, I don't have any holes this time. Maybe I'm just doing my make one left or make one right the right way. I have no holes. I'm kind of excited. Usually I have holes in my soul.
I do a lifted increase. I grab a garter, I grab a purl bump from the row below when I do my increases. Rather than the standard make one right or left where you're grabbing the bar between the stitches,
Uh-huh.
I just snag a purl bump from the row below. I
Oh,
think that's how I show it on the video.
nice.
Anyway,
So
yeah.
they're done.
And
They're
show
ready for some color next week.
nice.
I'm
See,
excited.
yours is all like subdued and classy. See, this is Jill. She's classic. She's classy. I am like, woo.
I'm I'm just kind of classy or flat. I mean, you choose.
No,
Like kind of
no.
kind of just,
Okay, I'm gonna give a
I'm a
little
very neutral girl. I
well
find joy in repetition and washcloths and yeah,
and routine and all that.
I
So
do.
mine is pretty serious.
That is bright. Oh, and
Yeah,
those are your souls.
yeah.
I
It's
like
called
that color.
Lotus. It's called Lotus Pink. It's the
See,
Lamb's
yeah.
Pride worsted in Lotus Pink.
It needs to go with mine. Well, which is
Ah,
basically
oh
then
yeah.
what I knit here. I don't have a
Right.
wheelhouse, do I?
No. So this is the sole.
Yes.
I'll give a little hint. I'll give a little hint as to the top.
Oh, that's fun.
So here's what's going to happen.
Okay.
This week, we want everybody to move forward and go ahead and knit the, if you're here and you're finished with the inner sole, you should still have your needles on there. And then the pattern tells you with your second color, with your top of the foot color, you're going to start doing the top of the foot. So there are a couple of rows where, since I'm going to show you how to knit them flat, there's a couple of rows that I do differently than the pattern. So I'm going to upload a video detailing all of the changes that I make for the top of the foot. I'm going to upload that on Thursday. So you can either go forth and begin, or if you want to knit them flat, like I am, wait until Thursday and I'll have a video showing you how. There's really only 3 or 4 places that diverts because the whole top of the foot is short rows back and forth, back and forth. So the only time that you don't do what it tells you is there's like 1 row in the beginning, and then the cuff part, it's the garter stitch. So instead of knitting garter stitch in the round, you're just knitting garter stitch back and forth. So, but you need to think about it. You need to pay attention a little bit. Then the other thing that I do differently is, and I'll show you this when we get there, the cuff. When we do the cuff and you turn it over and you do a 3 needle bind off, you pick
Yes.
up. I do all of that with 1 needle, and the pattern tells you get another smaller gauge needle, like an 11 if you're using 13s, pick up all the purl bumps, and then you roll the cuff in, and then you have the purl bump that you picked up plus the stitch that's on your needle, and you do a 3 needle bind off all at once. But I'm going to show you that because I didn't. This is the first year I've not used a second needle.
Crazy.
So Thursday
I'm
video,
looking forward to that.
yeah,
That
Thursday
would be a
video
lot.
will have all that.
Do you find that there's too much bulk on your needle?
No,
Nope. Okay.
and it's what, 45 stitches.
Yes.
I mean, depending on the size you're knitting, it's like not very many. I mean, it's less than 50 stitches. It's not really that big of a deal. Yeah. So, I mean, you want to pause your movie maybe and concentrate a little while you're doing this, but it's not a big deal. But I just want to point that out in case somebody doesn't have a second needle, or maybe they have like my 13s are, I think, clover, and I've had them for decades. And I have knitted 38 pairs with this. I mean, the tips are, look how dull. The tips are so dull by now. In fact, I was gonna ask Will, my husband, do you think we could just sandpaper this and like sharpen them up? I mean, I know there's like a finish on there, whatever, but it's pathetic. And he's like, maybe you should just order some new ones. I'm like, yeah, they're worn. They're really, really worn.
They're loved.
Yeah, for sure. So
Loved.
anyway, fun.
Season.
So watch for the back and forth video on Thursday if you want to do it that way. Otherwise, go forth and follow the tutorial that is already on the channel, which is linked below. Either the one from 2020 or the vintage playlist, either one.
Oh, I like the OG.
I know.
That's what plays in my head. I know. And you even like updated everything for us, but that's where I am.
Watch them both and see
Ooh, there
how
we
much more gray I am than the first time.
go.
Either way.
It's teenagers. Part of the gray.
And now they're young adults.
Yes.
They're grown-ups. I mean, sorta.
Yeah. I have one there and one just heading in, but I know what to expect. So a little more. Boys are different than girls. My youngest is a girl, so that I think there's a little bit more um expressiveness
That's one way to put it.
with 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 a girl of that age.
That's true.
Boys just kind of grunt and give you the one word answers and such, and
See, that would make me nuts because I wouldn't know what to think about it.
they don't really think about it.
No, but I wouldn't know what to think about the grunting. Like, I would have
Ah,
to read something into it or
well,
decipher.
you get more words if you keep asking them what they mean by the grunt and continue to ask and ask, then you get a lot more words, which it's sometimes easier just to go with the grunt.
So funny. Are we talking about teenagers or grown or husbands? I'm not sure which one.
Oh, heavens.
So,
I knit this week.
yeah, I want to see your finished objects, and then I'll show you my almost. Woo!
I love these so, so, so much.
That's exciting.
I love these so much. This is the Woolens and Nosh. This was a specific colorway made for the retreat last year, and it is an afterthought heel. I am working on that point right there. I'm so excited. If you could see the first afterthought heel I did compared to the ones now, I think I could have put my pinky through the hole in the first one that I did.
Those
But
are fantastic. So
I
you're
love
gonna
them.
wear them to retreat
I
because
I'm so
yes.
excited.
So at retreat, another reason to come, there is no more of that particular colorway. I mean, like, I think I have an extra skein. There were a couple of people that purchased extra skeins, but it's like a one and done custom colorway.
Yep.
So the retreat skein for this year has been decided. Also
Fun.
from Noah, also from Michelle at Woolens and Nosh, and also stripy, but different colors. So excited.
Done. I'm on a stripy kick.
Oh, me
I
too.
do not normally knit 2 pair of socks in 1 week. I had both sets going, and last week when I showed them, I had 1 each of 1 done. So
Whoa, those are fantastic.
and very, very out of my normal. This
That's
is
so happy and
no.
festive.
That
It's
is
so
not my
cute.
normal aesthetic, but
Yeah,
I
but
love
how
them
cool.
so much. This is it's the story is so neat. Um, a friend who's from the Purl Together group was trying to do a sweater for her daughter and needed a couple skeins of a yarn that's no longer being dyed. And I had a couple, and I'm like, yep, I've got a couple of them. And so she sent me a little box and she sent me the remainders
Oh,
of this. And this is a Kirby Werby colorway. And then I just used heels and toes that I had from somewhere else. I weighed it and I knew I wasn't going to have enough unless I did heels and toes. And that's kind of where it
that's
ended.
that's fantastic though. And your heels and toes really, really match that darker gray stripe.
I tried quite a bit, and this one is a heel flap and gusset because I always,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, do I want to use an afterthought heel because how do I want the stripes
Right.
to look and such?
Right.
So I'm so happy with both of those. So happy.
Love it. I
So
thought I
lots
was
of
gonna
stripes.
have that's fantastic. And oh, by the way, also in the video description is Jill's Ravelry projects.
Oh
So
yes.
click over and see the things. And I have mine down there too, just so you can see what we're doing. If you're interested. I thought I was gonna have a finished object. And I'm
Your
close. I'm so close.
long-term projects, like the things that you have going on right now,
Well, the
huge.
blankets, yes. But I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna be done with these.
Look at those.
So this is the Peepers colorway from Woolens and Nosh club, the sock club. And yeah, I think it was called Peepers. So this was from March, I
They're
think.
cute.
And so this is heel flap and gusset. However, it's the gussets on the bottom because that's how I like to do it. This is Jana's perfect heel, link down below, where you take your measurements and use the Pythagorean theorem to find your exact numbers.
Nice.
Guaranteed fit. So
Nice.
I thought I was going to be done, but I'm not quite. I'm not quite. I still have a little. I'm
Oh,
close.
cute.
See, I have, maybe I'll finish them tonight. Do you know preseason football is on? So I might have some couch football knitting.
I had I had a lot of knitting time this week and in front of the
Hey,
television, which is why these 2 got done, and I'm not usually an in front of the TV person. So,
are you watching anything good?
anything that I admit to watching, probably not.
I
So,
had I had some knitting time with some trash reality TV. It's trash, and I know it's trash, but whatever.
yeah. So
It's okay.
we were watching, the America's Sweethearts Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders DCC making the team.
Oh, that's
There's
on
a
Netflix.
It's
Yeah,
on
but
Netflix.
that's
So it's
understandable because your daughter's gonna be cheering and she's new to that, and that's kind of inspirational and fun. That's
My
understandable.
daughter does dance and she does cheer, and it's funny because they show, like, the backstories of the girls, and my
Right.
daughter is looking at them because a lot of those girls did dance competitions and stuff, and we're looking at the background going, "Oh, that's such and such competition. Oh, we know that competition. That was in whatever."
Oh, that's kinda neat
So,
then.
it was neat. Dude, that is hard. It is hard on your body and the amount of athleticism
Yeah.
and there's just a whole lot more that goes into it, and I didn't realize it
I
until
didn't realize that either. One of our mutual
no.
friends several years ago, one of our mutual friends recommended that show on Netflix called Cheer,
Mhm.
and I watched that, and it's like all kinds of acrobatic ridiculousness, wizardry, and I was like, "Oh my word." And you don't realize it's not just pom poms and yay, yay. I mean, it's some serious like gymnastic athleticism and some scary stuff like
And stamina and, my daughter
strength,
started high
all
school this
that.
year,
Yeah.
and she had an essay that she had to write. She had to get letters of recommendations from her academic teachers. She has a code of conduct because little girls look up to you, and so there's just a lot more,
Realize how much is
investment and
involved. I
dedication. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
had no
think
idea. I mean,
mhm,
I admit I had that, like, stereotype from the '70s
mhm,
that's really no longer applicable, and I stand corrected, I did not know that, and I
it
was, like,
was
floored by what all goes into that. So
so that's what we were watching, so
yeah,
that's
cool.
why I have the socks. So,
Yeah,
yes, I'm
so
excited. I can't wait to wear
yeah,
them.
I at least yours was substantive, my reality. Okay, because somebody will ask, I was watching Love is Blind.
And I don't know what is that one?
Oh, it's just stupid. I mean, it's not well, kind of it's not stupid. I don't know how much of it's for real or how much of it's actually scripted, and I don't care. It's just cheesy entertainment,
It's
right?
entertaining. Yes.
Take that for face value. But it was people meet each other. Like if you're on the show, there's a group of women and a group of men, and they go into the pods, and this room is separated from this room by a wall
Okay.
that they can talk through. So they start dating, but they can't see each other, so love is blind. So they're dating, and actually some of them at the end of however many weeks it is, they get engaged for real, and they've never seen each other.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
and
Like,
so they've made this bond based on all their conversations only. It's interesting.
I remember watching The Dating Game in the '70s when I was little. You know what I mean? Where they'd come out and sit in the chair and they're like this, and they're asking them questions through the whatever.
Yeah, so it's, like, similar, kind of an updated
Yes,
version of the dating game.
it was. I'm pretty sure I probably wasn't supposed to be watching that when I go like, "Okay, how old was I when that was on?" But yeah,
I don't know, that's funny.
I know.
Cool. So, this week, people I'm still knitting on my, I'm still working on my
Oh, yes, you need to show both of you need it's oh, wow.
Coming around. I think
You've
I've
gotten
added some color. I've added maybe another color since last week.
correct. How many stitches do you have on there?
Well, right now it's still the same 576 around one time. But at
Wow,
knit night the other night, like, I just finished this eyelet row,
not
and remember
fair.
at midnight the other night, I was like, "Whoa, it's not coming out right." And I'm like, knit 2 together, knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 2 it was knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, and it didn't come out right. I went back and checked the whole thing 3 times and couldn't find the mistake, so finally I'm like, "Screw it." I just made an adjustment and carried on.
There
So,
you go.
whoever gets this from the raffle, if you can find my mistake, I'll send you a prize because I didn't find it after
You
3
are the
tries. I was like, "Forget it."
oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah.
pretty.
So that's a lot of fun, and then I'm still have all my squares for the nectar blanket.
Oh my
So
god.
this one's been blocked. There will be I think there will be a minimum of 27 of these. I haven't decided how much I haven't calculated out for sure how much yarn I have and how many squares I can make and how much time I have. But then there's a bunch of half hexagons and then triangles, to fill in so it ends up being a perfect rectangle for the throat.
Wow.
At a minimum, there'll be 27 of these. So
Wow.
I had I had to block. So each one I block, those mats that you have that are like blocking
But
mats, grid, and then
yeah.
the jigsaw, and they can fit them together. Well, I didn't fit them together. I block these 6 at a time, and then I line them up at the top of my bookshelf so the cats can't get them. Not this bookshelf because the one little cat can jump all the way up there, but the ones in
Holy
the dining
cow.
room, they're just lined up on top so the cats can't get up there.
Oh, that's funny.
No. So I block them 6 at a time.
Oh,
I
do you
think
have your stack with you right there? It's so
yeah,
much fun to see
well,
in the
there's
stack.
6 on top of the bookshelf plus the one I just held up, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm up to 14. Well, and I have
Wow.
one on the needle, so I'm working on the 15th. So, getting there. I'm getting
That's
there.
fantastic.
I feel like this is one of those projects where the knitting of the hexagons is only once I'm done with that, I'm only gonna be, like, halfway because then you have to knit the triangles, the half hexagons, then you have to put it together, then you have to do the border. Must knit faster.
Do you have
So
some shows lined up to go with all the hexagons?
do I have some what? Oh,
Shows.
yes. So Will and I are watching Game of Thrones again from the beginning, which is, not suitable for workplace or families. I'll say that. Um, what else are we watching? I like the Great British Baking Show.
Yes. Yes.
Also, kind of trash reality TV because you don't know how much of it's scripted or not. But again, it's just mindless entertainment. It's fine. It doesn't have to be deep and heavy, and it's fine.
Yay.
So this week, people knit your foot, knit the foot, watch for the addendum back and forth video. If you're knitting them flat, watch for that on Thursday. And we'll see if I can get anything else done this week. I want to have finished objects too.
Well, I will not have a lot next week because I had 2 pair of socks this week. So,
I might be able to finish a pair of socks. I need to start another pair. A friend of mine that I backpack with,
mhm.
she's one of these skinny little people that has no body fat. She's always cold. Oh, that's right, like you.
It was
No. So
I if your feet are warm, the
yeah,
rest of your body is warm.
it seems like, yeah. But
Yeah.
I need to start some socks for her. So, and
Aw.
she picked out, I had some, monthly subscription yarn from
Mhm.
Woolens and Nosh that she saw that she really liked, and so I'm gonna start a pair for her. So I'm
That will
probably
be
gonna put
fun.
once I get this pair done, the other pair that I have going for me, I'm probably gonna set that on hold for a minute because I wanna get these done for her. So
That's my did I tell you my sister-in-law put in an order for another pair of socks? So
oh,
I don't really knit socks for other people, and I know well, I knit them for my daughter, and my
well, yeah,
son has 1 pair and my husband has 1 pair, but those pair don't get as much wear that would warrant a second pair. My daughter has a lot because she steals mine. Um, but when my husband had a very significant surgery last year, and
right,
our
right.
his sister came and stayed with us for a week,
Oh.
and I knit her a pair of socks. I called them the gratitude socks, and
Oh.
she lives in oh, and it was so funny because I did 1 pair, um, when he was in the hospital and 1 pair not, so, like, 1 pair's really loose and the other one's, like, crazy tight. It's so funny because
Don't knit when you're stressed because it changes your gauge, right? Changes
it
your
was so
temperature.
funny. And so he was talking to her and she said, I'm starting to wear through my socks. Can I put in an order for another pair?" I said,
Oh, is
"Yeah."
she gonna pick the yarn or you just gonna surprise her?
I'm going to surprise her this time because I knew when she picked it the first time and knowing what the kinds of things she picked out,
Yeah. And the
that's
colors
kinda
that she wears and the things that she likes. Nice. Do you
yep,
know
I'm
know
excited.
what yarn you're picking?
I do.
You show us.
So, she
Wow!
is kinda bright. This is Bird and Begonia, which actually I
Oh, this
got
is the yarn of the pair you showed last time. The shorties that you made? Yes?
the
No?
Rose City Rollers.
Yes.
Yes, it is with a different pink because I didn't have enough. Well, and so that's what I thought I would use up the rest of what I did for my daughter then for my husband's sister, for my sister-in-law. Yep. So that's called Folk, Folk, from Bird and
Okay.
Begonia. I'll do that.
So, all right. So then do you have enough pink to do toes, heels, and cuffs, right?
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Unless I
That's
stripe it. Ooh.
oh,
Unless I do stripies for her.
that
You know what?
fantastic.
This is only it would be it's only her 2nd pair. She probably still needs to be pretty basic because you have to have some in rotation. See, that's how plain I am. Like, I need to have enough pair before you get, like, a wild and crazy pair like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
So,
I'm looking forward to seeing you in
be fun.
October. Bring your if you have room in your luggage, bring your worn out clogs so I can then put them on my fence.
You'll
But
have to do, like, some reels or something of you, hammering them up on
I'll
the
probably just
fence.
use Will's little drill thing and go and just screw them on there. Yeah, fun.
It'll be fun.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see everybody in October. It's going to be a blast. We've
Mhm.
had good weather so far. This will be our sixth time. And so far, it's been like, in the 70s and sunny. Everybody that lives there tells me you've been lucky. Sometimes it's like 50s and raining. I'm like, that's okay. Whatever. It's good knitting weather. So, whatever. Either way is great. We'll have a yarn store party. Love that.
It'll be fun.
Well, I'll see you next week and we'll see what your top of the foot looks like.
That sounds good.
Oh, so this week, yeah, do the top of the foot, but also go ahead. You can stop there, but also go ahead and do the cuff. If people are ready for that, go ahead and do the cuff. The tutorial video playlist is linked down below. For those of us knitting back and forth, I'll have that video up on Thursday.
Sounds good.
Have a good week, my friend.
Have a great week. See everybody next week.
Bye.
Bye.